What's up, guys? It's Miguel from the Creative Blockman podcast. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I have a guest. Again, I like the pace that we're going at now with guests because it puts me in a different spot where before it was like guests that I've followed for ages and, you know, I really tried and blah, 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 and this and that. Now I'm getting a bit more like, you know, I'm getting guests a bit more frequently. So I don't have like a lot of exposure to some of my new guests, which is nice. I like that because I get to learn. Is a photographer, and it is none other than Leroy, the Real Click Clak, Jason.
Yay.
Welcome.
Thank
I love
you.
your Instagram
Thank
handle,
you.
actually. Real Click Clak. Did I say it right?
Yeah. It's better than Darrell, because that's how some people be like, hey, Darrell.
Darrell. Damn, I sound American there.
Yeah, you know, because they put the DA and the REL
Together.
Darrell.
Well, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for time. I mean, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are at home chilling, and a lot of people don't work on Sundays, etc., which I don't really understand. If there's an opportunity to do something, and you know, you might as well do it. So again, thank you very much. I really do appreciate this.
Some people are working on Sundays.
Yeah, some people are.
I remember going to the Middle when I was in the Middle. Dubai, living in Dubai for a year.
Yeah.
Sundays were, you know, when you try and chill. Now I generally try and also chill on a Monday though.
Oh really, Monday?
Yeah,
so
man.
Sunday,
you know,
Monday is your
sometimes you want to take a Monday really easy, man. As much as you want to do a lot of things in one day, but you just try and take it easy, you know.
Makes sense. It's a nice day to take it easy as well. It's very different.
Well,
anyway, let's start off. I like to always introduce the guest
Cool.
as best as I can.
Yeah.
But what I think is also very important is that you introduce yourself.
Awesome.
So yeah, let everybody know who you are, or what you want the camera to know.
Do I do it to camera?
You can do it however you want. However you want.
How do most of your
here.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it tight, you want to look into the audience's eyes and be like, this is who I am.
Yeah,
Or
I love
however.
that. You look
I
deep
did it well.
into that.
I've always considered.
Who did you imagine there when you looked into that camera?
No one, funny enough.
Really?
Mm.
Is it like a darkness, or
I
is
think I
there
was just
shadows?
looking into the darkness of the lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done this for a while. Okay, let me introduce myself really quickly. So Darrell,
Yeah.
aka
That's
Darrell.
your name now. I'm changing your name on my phone now. It's Darrell.
Leroy Jason is my real name. Leroy Lutuli Jason. You know, I'm from Cape Town, from a small town called Montana. A lot of people don't know that space, but shout outs to all my people living in Montana right now. I came from that space. It really just also didn't define where I came from. I was always on the move. So why I say this is because Guguletu was next door, so I would go and see my cousin Alec. Shout out to Alec Motlane. I haven't spoken to him much. He's my cousin. Like we were best friends as well. But you know how it is with family. Sometimes you have to just kind of find your own way. You know, you guys will always be family. But so we started an advertising agency together.
Okay, cool.
Many years ago. And I was always trained to be a photographer since the age of 6. My father, I remember saying to my dad, I want to be a police officer. And he said to me, hell no. Because he was getting beaten by police officers all the time. Police officers used to come and visit our house trying to get information for my father. And I remember at the age of 2, he would be like, say, your papa is in. So then me and my sister, yeah, I know, right? No, me and my sister would have to hold each other's hands and stand by the window and go, our father's not here. And then the cops would be like, but it's just these 2 kids, you small kids at home alone.
I don't think they made it any better, actually. It probably made it worse.
No, niemand zini. That's how I grew up. And obviously, this was the era of apartheid. My father was an apartheid photographer. I mean, he documented apartheid and many other wars as well after that. Okay. So watching him grow up and be a just chasing war was the most craziest thing. Like we would go to school and think that we're just going to getting picked up firstly late at like 5 o'clock. Then you get picked up, and if my father sees a helicopter fly over, we're going where that helicopter's going, getting parked so we saw a lot of riots from car windows, sometimes while he was going to go and shoot. And in my heart, I told myself, I never want to do this my whole life. I mean, obviously, because in my head, that's kind of the life of a photographer, right?
Yeah.
I
think it's also scary as a kid going and experiencing at such a young age. You know, I think it also part of it made you like quote unquote grow up faster. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know about growing up faster. I mean, I would, my future self would have loved that I stayed a kid a bit longer.
I think that's everything. Even me right now, I'm trying to remain a kid forever. But
no, I mean, look, I think growing up to become and sound like him was also something that was really tough for my mom, because obviously he brought a lot of the war back home. So it being a space of negativity, but it now birthing my the vision in which how I try and shape other people's perspectives of how they see themselves is like how I see it now. It's been a gift that has been giving like bountifully so. Like I've traveled. I remember once being in Paris and someone going, the world famous. I'm like, actually, me being in Paris makes me world famous, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And you recognizing me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like somebody recognized you.
Like it was man, they threw a party, like because I worked for Afropunk, so they also put a lot of marketing into my branding and really pushed me, as well as the guys from Afrofuture, which is really cool. Okay. I'm in Ghana. So like when I'm in Ghana, shout outs to Benini for those guys and Kofi and that have given me the opportunity to also like touch different audiences and get my work to translate itself. Yeah. That is people that I've seen do that, which is really cool. I really appreciate everyone that has seen that perspective and resonated with it, so that's what I kind of do with my work, Okay. If I want to introduce myself, I just try and introduce myself as someone that tries to reflect, but also show you a really great side of yourself that you wouldn't naturally see for yourself. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a very good introduction of who you are, I must say. Quite in depth and good length there. We're getting there. I'm sure we're going to get deeper.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you for introducing yourself. And
awesome.
So obviously you said now your dad played a big role in what you do today. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But what would you say was the first moment that you realized, like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing? Like, when did you pick up a camera and it's like, cool?
So like I said to you, I mean, I was published at the age of 16. I was already working as a photographer for the age of 12. It's something that I'm also doing right now is I'm trying to teach as many youngsters and trying to have younger students from like 6 to 12 years old. Because I think there's more impact in giving skills development at that age. So with me, I started working once my school realized that my photographs were great, they stopped hiring their school photographer, and nice. I became the cheap labor.
I mean, you got to do it sometime.
Hey, man.
Like I always say to everybody, guys, if you're a photographer, a DJ, or anything creative, go and do the free gigs.
Yeah.
In the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, just go and do them because you're going to learn. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a DJ, go to whoever has decks and be like, cool, I'm going to play at your restaurant for 30 minutes and you're going to learn. You know what I mean? But anyway.
But you're right. I think
cheap labor.
I mean, look, being selfless that's part of the purpose, right? I think the idea of doing something through passion means that you could do it for free because it's just being selfless.
Yeah.
This oozes through you. I still do it all the time. I do a lot of family portraits for free because I mean, well, when I say for free, it's like next to nothing because, it's just like small things that I probably have to get.
Yeah.
Just to give the type of quality of work, but most of it is for free. Like I think it's my purpose, just living out my purpose to capture you and your family together. I think there's power when either in a death that you have those incredible images that you can use for their poster at least. Because I shot a lot of funerals in Congo, like that. I was stuck in Congo. I met some person on Facebook and I got catcalled. And then when I got there, 2 minutes.
I'm sorry to laugh. Damn.
Yeah, but I
Feels
mean,
like I'm
it
watching
taught
an
me.
episode of Catfish on MTV.
But it taught me how to speak Lingala. I mean, now I know how to speak Lingala moke, and get around spaces because I lived in quite a rough neighborhood. Well, not a rough neighborhood. It was well protected. It's not. I was in Hillbrow, but it was definitely like an Alex, a safe Alex.
Okay.
A place called Bomashe in Kinshasa. And I had to obviously survive. So I usually Saturdays and Sundays I would go to. Saturdays would be weddings. Sundays would be funerals because then that's where I'll get my meals from.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, look, my father, because he covered all these wars, so I always believe my direction and creative direction will still mean that I have to follow and go into wars and war zones to kind of reshape those spaces. Because if I truly think about transforming a space for people, how deep will I go into this ideology?
When you say in terms of transforming the space, like I'm thinking about it in my head now, and I'm like, I don't know if this is possible. Probably what I'm going to say right now makes absolutely no sense. It's like, is there maybe a beautiful side of war, quote unquote?
I mean, and that's something that I want to explore. Like my dad's era, they believed that if it bled, it led. Front pages. If you get the most glorious image, you're gonna go to the front page.
Yeah.
That was and that was the number one target.
Yeah.
That's your week. Now I don't know if with censorship these days. Censorship these days, if that even works. Given the state of media, that people want to see a different side to war. I'm hoping so. But look, we've got this one that's come up now. There's a couple of wars that are happening all over the world.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But the biggest one from this morning's news reporting was obviously America's involvement now in the war.
In Iran. Yeah, and there's actual bombings, and like now it's like real. Like it's not they're not involved just in terms of talks and saying, hey, stop. Like they bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran. So that's war.
But I mean, do we still want to trade in the dollar after this?
Personally, I don't see why you would. I don't see why you would have. Hey, FBI, please. I respect you guys. It's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. Maybe you're not nowadays. I've always believed that like American soil is just like it's cursed. Like there's just so much death and pain and suffering that's. Yes, I'm sure there's a whole nother side. I'm the type of person like there's always two sides, and I'm not saying that it's cut in stone what I'm saying now, but I feel like they've just caused so much pain, heartache, death in the world. I feel like that their soil is like it's
cursed
gone. It's cursed. You know what I mean? Like if you
the Red Indian.
And already then, but let's move. Like we can go on. You know what I mean?
No, because I mean, karma is it's Karma is a real thing. But personally, I think that America is an incredible country. I think it's birthed many great minds. I mean, the evolution of capitalism and how it has also grown, aesthetics, visually, like it's given
contributed to the world.
its contribution to the world has been huge. I mean, but is it the fact that it now feels like it's untouchable?
Probably. I think they felt untouchable for a couple of decades, probably.
But does untouchable mean that you're also part of the world then?
I don't think they see themselves as that. That's why they call themselves the superpower of the world. You know what I mean? They're putting themselves on this platform, which cool, rightfully so. Yes, you are the superpower. You have the biggest army, blah blah blah. You can go into any country. I mean, look what they did in Libya. You know what I mean? That was like boom. And if you see pictures of Libya before and after America, again, FBI, please don't. It's like a completely different. It was a completely different country, and Gaddafi was like enemy number one. But then I always ask myself, like, was he? Was he really?
But you've also seen the American dollar in countries where it's contributed to its systems, business-wise. It's helped develop its whole city.
Yeah, it's transformed the city. Yeah.
In the same
Difficult
breath.
one.
It is. It's
if you really think about it. It's something I feel like we could sit and go back and forth. For hours.
But I mean, where it stands now, would you still trade in? If someone had to say, "Listen, I'll pay you in dollars," would you take it?
Probably not. Right now, yes, I would. Obviously, because I mean, it makes sense. It still has that power. But I feel like I don't know if part of me feels like there should be a shift, just to see what happens in the world.
What else?
Like, can we survive without them? You know what I mean? And I believe that we can. Would it be for the betterment of the universe and for the world? I don't know. Obviously, you know what I mean? Who has those answers? Nobody has those answers.
But I mean, look, BRICS is here now. Is that something that you? I mean, that's a good conversation around. Like, would you see your currency now coming in the form of a BRICS?
I think it already is, just in terms of trade, because what is currency? If we really want to ask, like, what is currency? You know what I mean? Just trading with a different country and, for example, getting better deals because you're in that trade.
But they're trading in still dollars, though, huh? Like if
I
someone,
don't know. I think
isn't that still the medium of?
I'm actually not sure. Are they still trading in dollars? Katie, America and BRICS. Megan, come. You smart. You meant to know this. Don't worry. Nobody can hear you. That's why I said we need to mic you up, Katie. Google, ChatGPT, yeah. It's but there might be. I know there was apparently, I don't know if it was India. I mean, not India. I think it was Russia and China where they started trading a bit in the ruble. I think there's a shift. Don't get me wrong. I think there is a shift. But I want to get back into you because I feel like we're gonna. I'd love to carry on, but the podcast is not Joe Rogan. It's not. No, I'd love to.
How long is it though?
I'd say about an hour and a half. Time flies. Time flies when you do these things.
Yeah.
Tell us about, like in a few words, tell us about your photography style and how you would describe your photography style.
Well, it's in its current state now. It's my photography style is. It is geared to illuminating the dark skin. So I did this thing where I assisted Huawei calibrate their Huawei phones, and I'll never forget this time. They hired me to sit in a room at the some hotel just to go through different test subjects. And we would ask these test subjects things that I would already know, right? Is the idea that all the other phones have this little pigmentation or the skin tones of black skin isn't really captured well. And then I went into venturing in. Then I went to Ghana to understand how the rest of Africa like seeing itself besides South Africa. Because the problem with South Africans, we are very much in this like, as much as we call ourselves African, but do we
South Africa?
Yeah, we're South African. It's like we're also
the superpower of Africa.
Yeah, it's like a
we
weird.
Put ourselves on like
on that
different level.
That different level is exactly what. But we need to become part of our Pan-African thought leaders. That for us is something that we need to practice in our trade. If we can also start trading more in the South African rand, I think, and how to grow that South African rand. Because right now,
also just trading within Africa.
Yeah. But with getting our businesses into those spaces. I mean, you spoke about being part of a butchery family, getting our meats into the different sectors in Ghana, most of our neighboring countries, setting up smaller stores in there. That for me is how we're going to grow the South African rand, encompassing itself with the rest of Africa as well, and being part of the players there. Look, we are doing a lot of work. I mean, in the rest of the continent, that's exactly how I've always wanted to position my work as well. I did a lot of work with Constitution Hill, hoping that my work will lend itself and help also shape how people saw the Constitution, our Constitution, and how we need to change it. That's how I started as well. Dawn Roberts gave me that opportunity. I'll never forget her. Like she really changed the shape of how we see the Con today. Before it was just a museum site, right? And she turned it into the likes of a world stage for Afro-punk. A lot of artists kind of came up from the Basha Uhurus, and she really change the shape of, and that's how we need to change our state entities, turn them into like really great spaces that everyone wants to visit and be a part of. But people aren't doing that in our country
yet.
Well, I mean, look, I think it's not that. At the minute, even you as a content producer, you get called by government, your rates will change. The idea that we are South African, carrying South African passports, but we're not contributing to our country, I think personally, and yet we want to complain about it. Paying taxes is the bare minimum of what you can do for this country.
It's inevitable. Like my dad used to say, one thing we're guaranteed is death and taxes.
Yeah.
Deal with it, guys.
But serving your country should be the third one. The thing is, I think if we're going to carry as much as we want to be, and I mean, like I said, watching my father capture apartheid and how it still exists to a certain degree in our conditioning, in the sense that we still want to see ourselves as not being South African. After watching Cyril Ramaphosa do that thing at the White House, for me, gave people the idea that we need to kind of work together. The difference between us and most African states is that white people are part of our country, and white South Africans are South Africans. The idea that there is a category still on a lot of documentations in our country, I think is what's perpetuating still the idea that there's a separation. If we had to take that one question out of every South African, it will change everything. How we also buy property as well, because the lowest property prices that you can find right now are in smaller towns, like places that you serve in. And cater for. I think if we use photography and content production to change the shape of how we engage in spaces, property, or location
of that space.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That story. Yeah. Yes, it has a dark past. It has a dark.
Yep.
But it's getting to the time where it's like you said with America. How many beautiful minds and how much it's actually brought into the same thing. You know what I mean? How many amazing artists came out of the townships from South Africa? How many amazing photographers? Everything. You know what I mean? So we need to also tell those and push those stories. You know what I mean? But let's get back into your process and your creativity.
Okay, yeah.
In
What
terms
influenced
in terms of like technical, because photography, what a lot of people, what I learned the hard way is that photography is also a very technical thing.
it?
It's not just I'm gonna go take this cool picture of, this whatever it is, whatever it may be. It's technical. How do you balance that, the technical side of lighting and this and that, etc., and the creative side?
I think it's a beautiful dance between the two.
Okay.
Because it's constantly the creative wouldn't exist without the technical. Creativity only works when it knows its boundaries. Then you can become creative. If there's no boundaries, then everything exists within that space, right? But I think with my balance, because every time I'm blinking my eye, I'm thinking about what shutter speed that could be. So like how, if I look into your eyes, I'm thinking about your eye movement and what you deem is problematic to you. So if how I know I'm capturing someone's portrait is I watch their eye movement.
Okay.
I do the same thing when I'm
going to cut you off quickly. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you focus more on? Portraits, like what is it?
Yeah, portrait.
Portraiture.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, like I've done cities and landscapes, but what moves my water, my spiritual water, is people's eyes. It being the window to people's souls is like it's so interesting. I mean, for the longest time, I used to use relationships so I can see the world through someone else's perspective. There's power in seeing things from different people's perspective.
Yeah.
So with finding that balance, honestly, I never try and find a balance. I literally, it's a seesaw effect. It's the more technical I get, sometimes the less creative I feel like I become. So like if I'm thinking too much about the lighting and not actually the moment and what this presence brings about. Like now we're shooting in this white studio, so we have to recreate and transcend this room into something completely different. It could be us sitting on a beach of sand, and we could give that effect with a little bit of warmth, perspective, direction, composition.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's also one of those things where I think if you understand the fundamentals and like the basics, because I think again those are things that you can kind of drill it in, like studying. You know what I mean? Like X the shutter speed for this type of thing. I think once you get that right, you're gonna capture a good image, regardless.
And I mean, like I told you, I've been doing this since the age of 6. So
it's like second nature for you.
Second nature. So like I said to you, I mentioned my cousin earlier. We went into a different direction because I was like, look, I want to take my mom's advice and become something else. I went into marketing, and then was super broke, and then I started working at a club just to kind of keep our funds afloat during the week, like because that's what I was doing at home as well, because my dad was a freelance photographer. So on weekends I would work, and then the money I'd make from that, he would have to sleep on a pillow, and then he'll give me half of that money, and ask me, with that half of the money, I must still buy stuff at home. Black tax, man. That's it. But he said that he's teaching me how to budget for 2 people. And I'm still on I'm now budgeting for 3. Because I've got my kids.
Those lessons came in handy. You can appreciate them now, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. Definitely did. It also got me to appreciate the little that I have and how to work smart with that. Because as a photographer, a freelancer, I'm so used to my payments not coming at the end of the month. I don't like, I try and make sure that my money usually comes in on every Friday so that I can pay off certain things. But when I got into that, like I said to you, I went into clubs to keep us afloat, and then I worked at a club called The Bank. This guy called Chris, the mayor. I don't know if you know him. Yeah.
I stick to myself. I go to
This
work,
man
come home.
he's also a key player in the Johannesburg entertainment space. I don't know if you ever gone to Saintly Sundays or something like that. The Saints out in a
I'm a
Saint
pretty
restaurant.
boring person.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you should go and check out. I mean, as a
Why you guys
butcher,
laughing at
someone who owns a butcher, you should be going to all these places offering your meat. This is research and development.
It's just extra work, bro. Extra work. I work enough during the week.
This is not going to trust me. You know, I
wake up at 5:30. I'm at work by 7 already. It's enough. I study enough nyama during the week. It's okay.
Cool.
No. I hear you.
You should do an activation, man. You should do an activation.
Should do more. That's why I'm doing this though.
Okay,
fine. This feeds me.
Beautiful.
This is what I enjoy doing, and this is what I enjoy my job as well. I won't say that.
Listen, you touched on something earlier, and that also made me think about, because obviously it's something that I also try to run away from. For my destiny is the idea that I would never be a photographer for many years.
Yeah.
So I found myself traveling to different countries. And going broke completely, and realizing that this is the only thing that works for me, right?
Yeah.
And that was my purpose. Then I kind of carried it like a cross, but at the same time I realized with crosses, the more you lean into them, the lighter they become. You know, the more you understand and accept the weight that is fallen on your shoulders. As an individual, you just kind of becomes a bit lighter.
True.
Yeah,
it's like always people say to me like, "Yo, but your hours are so long. How do you work? Like, how do you do it?" Right? I always say to them, make peace with your decision and just move on, because if you're gonna sit and focus on, oh my god, I work such long hours, you're gonna go crazy. Make peace with the decision, and it's like you said, you make peace with it. That cross gets lighter. You know what I mean? You start looking at it completely different. And eventually, I think everybody has to do that at some point in your life. Make peace with your decision and just buckle down, and it's going to be okay. Like, everything's going to be fine. It got pretty deep there, and I want to pivot, but it's okay. Because
I like it deep.
We're going to talk about something that's very, I don't know why. I always say to everybody, quickly, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite meal? The first thing we can.
Favorite meal? Besides that Hunger Stop burger you just got me, which was amazing.
Okay, well, there we go. Simple as that. I mean, no, but genuinely, it's actually a question I really want to
look. Recently,
what's your favorite meal? No, let me rephrase the question.
Yeah,
you're on your deathbed. It's your last meal.
My last meal.
What are you choosing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Huh?
Please don't.
I'd say pussy. Just I hope my parents are not watching this, but
I mean, even if they are,
this is my last meal. I'm on the deathbed.
I don't blame you. I think I agree. But in the context of sustenance,
I mean, I'm dying. Is what my meal can reach a place.
Why do I need my stomach full? Let me rather get my heart full.
That's exactly right.
Damn. And on that note, it's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.
You can cut that out. You cut that out.
No, I don't disagree one bit. I'm a man. I'm not ashamed. Why should men be ashamed of that? You know
what was that? Eating vagina?
Yeah. And Katie's like, you don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
100%. Anyway,
yeah.
Like you were saying. Deathbed. You committed a crime. You're in America. They're about to give you the electric chair. What are you eating? Because you have to.
My last meal.
You have to choose a meal.
I have to choose a meal. I would love to I would definitely ask to consume just peace. Like, I don't know, there's something about maybe I'll just have a bunch of meals and I just look at them. You know, sometimes feasting your eyes for me is kind of the work that I do, you know, like that's, my eyes get filled. Like most of the time I in order for me to create, I have to stop myself as well.
Mm.
Like I have to like stop all my. That's why that's why I'm super skinny sometimes. Like most of the time when I'm getting into like a super
Like a
creative
fast.
space, I go on a super fast,
Mm.
and I need to like limit my bowel movements and all of that to kind of really just focus my mind and my energy just into creating something different.
Okay.
Visually,
Yeah,
especially when I'm doing like campaign work. I try and understand the role that I need to play and what it is that they want from me from a brief, and try and capture it in such a way that embodies most of the South African and African market. So I think about people living in a small town somewhere, which I usually enjoy going to when I'm photographing. I travel to smaller towns so I can understand the effects that Joburg has on the rest of this country and the continent,
Yeah.
and using that to also change the narrative a little bit so it leans a little bit more into that African direction. A lot of the times, I think a lot of my work doesn't read European aesthetic-y look and feel as much as they try giving me briefs like that.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me, and then obviously those clients will never call me back because they're like, but this guy gave
I think
us.
that's fine. I mean,
But it
why
was
should you
mine.
change your style, and why should you change what you enjoy doing for a brief? I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, when the money's listen, when
I
when
get-
that
yeah,
money
I
comes
get
in,
it.
look, I would
get it.
I would definitely change a lot of things.
No,
but I mean-
I'll eat my words. It's true. It's true. But let's talk about it. What I actually wanted to get to. Sorry to cut you off. What did you think about the burger? 'Cause that's my meal.
Oh yeah.
That's my meal. I always say to everyone, I'm such a basic bitch. My favorite meal, bro. Give me a burger.
Just a burger.
Give me a King Steer burger from Manufik.
Yeah.
Leave your fine dining.
Yeah.
I love burgers, bro. That's why it's always been it's a very big part of the podcast for me, because it's again, this is something I love doing.
Man, I can't wait to taste your meats, man. If that's the case. Well, that sounded no diddy. No diddy. no diddy.
In that case, this is really a podcast. Katie, start the car.
Yeah, no, but definitely. I mean, you serve sweet meat.
I could marinate it sweet for you. Yeah,
Okay,
so
fire.
that's my favorite meal. Burger, give me a burger any other day. There's times where I'll have a burger for breakfast, lunch, literally.
Yeah.
I'll have a burger for breakfast. I'll never forget the one day I was sick, you guys. I was in heaven. I was sick. 2 King Steers. That's what I ate. Breakfast was a King Steer burger. Later in the day was and I was happy. I ate that first bite in the morning and that last bite at night was heaven. So that's why I say, what did you enjoy the burger? What would you give the burger out of 10?
Out of 10, listen.
Why? Was it too saucy? Was it? Yeah.
Hopefully you're not just eating burgers like that, man. I'm just listen. I just want to tell you because
my aura to even changes.
Yeah.
When I start talking about burgers.
yeah, no, that's true, man. That's why I'm just. But gout in your family is it? I mean, you know, usually
surprisingly not, eh?
you know, don't
We've
have
got
that.
lung problems and heart problems, but no.
So
no
so you
gout.
guys are quite balanced in terms of like your meals. Your meals, you always have like a lot of
think back
veggies as
then-
well.
I think nowadays no, like, because my family's from Madeira, so it's very Mediterranean, diets. I think back then that's why my grandmother, she lived until she was like 89 or something. Me, if I get like another 30 years, I'm good, bro.
30 years.
No, I'm kidding. Hopefully
on.
like another 90.
Okay.
So yeah, what did you think about the burger?
Funny enough, we say that I did a body of work with King James. What was her name? Kim on St. Charles. So 100-year-old people.
100-year-olds. Damn.
It was so crazy.
I bet you they don't eat burgers from Hunger Stop.
Well, funny enough, there's some people that just they live a balanced life. They eat different things. I met this one lady. She stayed in Simonstown, so she ate a bunch of fish. She loved kudu for some reason. and she didn't take any medicine. She just danced. That was her form of therapy. Like she literally put on the radio. This woman would like go into, but at 100, she's going also into autopilot with the dancing sometimes.
But still,
like you're trying to have a conversation with her while dancing was out of the question.
That's crazy.
Because she just zoned in on this dancing. This old man, because once you get to 100, it was the craziest thing. This guy, every time you just gave him a piece of wood, he just starts chopping. That was his thing.
Hectic. Okay, so out of 10, what's the burger? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I want
to get that. I want to get that part done.
Out of 10, I think I'm skeptical because obviously I just told you I did a vegan trip, so
yes, yeah.
I wasn't.
My hat off.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to eat any sort of animal at all in any form or shape, and I really appreciated the type of clarity that came with it. When I bit into that burger, I felt like, I just felt like there was going to be a lot of regrets in terms of my decision making after eating the burger. But I think from the tenderness, I definitely give it a strong 7, 6 and a half, a strong 6.5.
Because your burger was beef, right?
Yeah, it was beef, but it was also slightly under, was it like rare, medium rare? It was medium rare, but the way in which the meat came together, it wasn't chewy. You know that where it felt like the meat was just packed together into a burger. With no consistency.
Okay. See, it's actually interesting because I know Hunger Stop for their chicken burgers.
Ah, yeah.
So, but I didn't want to change your decision when you chose beef. I was like, no, that's fine. Because their chicken burgers, I don't know if it's just me, but, bro, it's like I was saying earlier. I had a problem with my electricity before coming here. Anyway, long story short, lady helped me. I was like, I love this electricity lady. Like, I'm going to take her on a date. Yeah. I'm going to marry her because she got me electricity. And then when I was eating the burger...
Did you do it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But I have a WhatsApp number. But it's a company now. I'm not
going
to marry the electricity lady, guys. No. And I was eating the burger and I was like, I love you more than the electricity lady.
Yeah, is it?
The chicken burgers are good, bro.
Okay, I'm going to try that out.
Chicken burgers are really, really good.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
So you'd say what, overall?
Overall, I'll definitely go back. I'll go back because I believe in never trying something once.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, I always believe like there's probably there's beauty in the second experience. So I'm gonna definitely go and try it out.
No, you should.
But I mean, their burgers are also quite pricey, though, huh?
How much was it? I think their single chicken burger is not bad. I mean, it's relevant in terms of bad. I think it's $60, which is not bad. It's expensive, but
because I mean, the 60 rand market. I mean, if you're thinking about meals.
Yo, bro, you can get a plate for 60 rand.
Yeah.
That will feed 2 people.
Almost. Yeah. I mean, or just you twice.
Yeah. Lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
No, definitely. That's why I say it's relevant. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be comparing it to a Steers burger.
But I think that's where if you have to think about the idea of the African market, most of it is always about convenience. Like I've got a friend of mine, he's got and this is, I've been trying to get the guys from Quarterfest to go to Congo, because in Congo this guy found the greatest. He took the quarter to Congo, and they've never seen a meal like that before because it's filling.
That must be so,
bro. The guy, he's literally in South Africa because of that money. The quarter money got him back to South Africa to do some influencer work. But ideally, so cool. The stuff that he sells is about the convenience of meals and the price value. I think there's still this idea that there's this idea of quality versus quantity, but in Africa it's more about the quality being in the quantity. So
quantity is the quality. The
you
more,
know.
the better.
Hell yeah. And I think that's where, unfortunately, we're going to start leaning into spaces like Hunger Stop. It's a great concept for me, but is this price point based on practicality? You know what I mean? So that's why I understand, maybe that's why it's tried to position itself in Sandton and all of that stuff. But if it had to be in Soweto, would it survive?
I think so.
And yeah,
I think so, because one thing that I've also realized, it just takes changing. I wouldn't say changing the model. It takes, restaurants are known for running high margins. You know what I mean? Like
but
it
does
just
it?
takes.
I mean, I
think
had
it
a friend. I got a friend of mine. He bought into a restaurant in Monte Cassino, and he said he was bleeding money like he was bleeding money.
I think you got to find that balance. You must
I mean,
remember.
either that or
Casino.
cleaning money. I mean, a lot of people clean money going to restaurant businesses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just depends. You know?
But, I mean, because the profit margins aren't really that great. Especially,
I've heard that it's 50%.
well, I think you know why I say this is because the model is based on a small minority group. If that model was based on the majority group, it will yield way more better results. So, like, let's say if we take a Hunger Stop and we say, okay, cool, let's take it to, let's see if a model like a Hunger Stop would survive.
Bro, I'm telling you now, you take Hunger Stop, put it in okay, well, it's got to be like relative. Put it in
Maponyamo.
Yeah, or Vilakazi Street.
Oh, Vilakazi.
That thing will
For
blow up. But even I'd say even if you
I mean, I sit with Sakumzi. You know, he's now got the one in Moyas. We do stuff with Sakumzi Zulek. I do this thing with my mom to help rehabilitate our relationship, and it just became such a great passion project. Now it's called Yoga Bliss. We do vision boarding and yoga together at Sakumzi's Zulek, and he does about 300 people on Saturdays.
I can imagine, yeah.
Bro, this guy is doing large turnovers very quickly based on his model in Sakumzi, right? And I felt like that for me is, if you go to Randburg, all these different places, but to your point, you're saying that we put it in a Velakazi. Do you think, how long will it last for?
I think we might be surprised again if you just change that. I've always believed, like, make a little less profit.
Yeah.
So that your price point can come down a bit.
Yes.
Still make your profit, obviously.
Yeah.
But first of all, your rental is going to be cheaper.
Yes.
Than Craigor. So cool.
Definitely.
You can drop your margin a little bit. You'll still survive. I think it's about finding that balance. Of maybe I don't think they're going to sell a burger for, bro, let's be honest. What is a plate going for on average nowadays?
Well, it's like 50,
Some
60, about
50,
60, no, it's about $65 now.
Yeah, let's
68.
just say average of 65 rand.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, fair enough. You're going to get a lot more food. I get that. So if you can bring that burger down, let's just say to 40 or 45.
45.
Maybe then.
With the chips.
No, there's, 60 with chips.
Okay.
Maybe 60. Let's say 60 with chips.
But I mean, steers
is
is
expensive, bro.
but it's in Moyos.
So
not Moyos.
let's put it that way. If
No,
Steers can get it right.
Yeah.
Somebody else should be able to get it right. I'm telling you now, Steers puts cocaine in their patties. That's what I believe. That shit is. But then again, it's me. You're talking to me. I love burgers. So, but I think it could work. I think it just changed a little bit, tweaking of the model. You know, owner maybe gets a little less profit. I think it just takes I think it takes the right person. Like, because
that's a great brand. I mean, like, I've seen it. I've got one. We've also got one in Benmore as well. Okay. Where I stay. So like that Benmore area, and the guy moved location, which is kind of cool. But I just looked at it. I was like, how long will you last for?
It's not an easy business, bro. That's one thing I've realized. Like restaurants, again, it's one of those things that I think it's people that have a passion for it. So they don't mind making maybe a little less money. Then, for example, I'll never forget, there was a story that I read. I don't know where I read it, but it was a guy who worked in corporate, quit his corporate job and started a rose bank. Wow. No, didn't start a rose bank. He started a restaurant in Craigor, I think, as well. No, Blegari. Meze, I think it's Meze, a Greek guy or something like that. And it's doing well. So but I'm sure he suffered. I'm sure in the beginning, it's hard. You got to build your name, X, Y, and Z. But I think if you've got that passion in the beginning, it's like, okay, actually, you know what? I don't need to make this much money now. And then as you get into that, whatever, second location, third location, X, Y, and Z, that's when you're like, okay, let me just
change a couple of things,
a little bit higher. Give me 5 rand more for each of my meals. You know what I mean? I think it's like any business. If you have an open mind and you don't mind, changing a few things.
So would you go into the restaurant business? I mean,
I think there's a part of me that's always wanted to, because
what would you call it?
I don't know.
If anyway, let's just say a restaurant. You got a restaurant. What would it be?
I don't think I'd go into the restaurant business. I think I'd open a coffee shop. I'm sitting on a really cool, I think it's really cool, and somebody else in the room also thinks it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak about it.
Yeah,
You guys are going to take my idea. No. But I'd go into a coffee shop, but it would not be your regular coffee shop. Not in terms of like aesthetic or whatever. Okay, it's going to look really cool as well. But I just feel like it's an experience that people are looking for. And I feel like some of the ideas that I have could really change the whole coffee environment, from making coffee a completely different way. Like you wouldn't, if you come to my coffee store, one section would be you would have never thought that, holy shit, like
you can make coffee.
Actually make coffee that way. So that's what
and it tastes good?
Never tasted it actually. I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've seen how they made it.
Yeah.
It's actually the Turkish style of making coffee.
Yeah,
So
with
what
the
they
sand.
do with the sand. Yeah. You know what I mean? Again, we'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah. No.
Investors, guys, come. I'll give you the idea. Just pay me key deposit.
Let's start with the podcast first. Let's start with the podcast. Put some money in this one. Let's see what you could do with this. Huh?
Hey, but then the only thing I'm scared of is when people invest, then they're like, you need to push. I want to be I want to talk to the people I want to talk to.
Yeah.
I want to talk about stories that I want to talk about. I want to do not whatever the beep or whatever the fuck I want. No, actually, I want to do whatever the fuck I want with this. You know what I mean? I don't want somebody to say, you have to say this and you have to speak about this, and this is the product.
Just be creative with it. Right? And they say to you, okay, cool. You have to go and speak to the CEO of MTN because that's who's sponsoring you now. Then maybe you'll speak to him about his failures.
Cool, bro. That would be cool, actually. Eh? I would love that.
The CEO of MTN?
No, that as well, first of all. Because imagine that story. You don't just become the CEO of MTN. Or maybe you do.
Hey, man.
Maybe, never mind.
Hey.
Scratch that out. I forgot what country we're in. It's about who you know, not what you know. Yeah. Episode done.
All of a sudden your MTN data starts running out quick.
Yeah. Thank God I'm not an MTN.
What do you mean? No, listen.
Bounce off all their towers, even if you ask, I'll see you.
Well, look, I think it's time now. MTN and all the networks help us get off of Google and start saving all of our content on home soil. You know, I think we've got an opportunity now to at least have the ability to still own our narrative. Because even if you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, after this will be like 6 other American podcasts that will come after.
Yeah.
So your views and your perspectives changes, you know. Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, he's got it. His stupid cameras sometimes overheat. But it's okay. Talking about cameras, actually.
Yeah.
There's a question that... Okay, there's 2 questions, right? That I'm going to ask you now. Okay. I love gear and I love camera gear. I'm a boy. I'm a boy at heart and I love it.
I'm just a boy.
I'm just a baby. What's currently like in your camera bag right now that you can't live without?
Yeah.
And do you believe that gear is more important than the idea? Because I'm a firm believer that yes, your idea is solid, but if you don't have the right gear, how are you going to capture that?
My father always said photography, when he taught photography to me, him and George Hallett and, you know, Rashid Lombard, may his soul rest in peace, he also just passed on recently. Incredible photographer. These guys told me the fundamental thing about photography was that photographs weren't just photographs, they were ideas. you know. Trying to capture time, movement, mood, energy, cloud, wind, love, tonalities, connectivity in a frame requires composition, requires timing. Because if you pull the shutter at the wrong time, you might miss that moment altogether. Another moment might get captured, but you would miss the one that you felt, intrinsically about. Like you're like, oh, this is the moment. There was a friend of mine who actually helped me get to finding the right moment. His name is Max Mochale. He was always looking at my photographs and saying, "You're always just missing that moment, Leo." And for that, it just drove me crazy. For the longest time, I was like, dude, this guy's a hater, man. Fuck this dude.
You're talking about this.
But it was my day one. But he drove me into understanding how to just follow my instincts and just to shoot until I find until I'm capturing it by the split second, because that's what it takes in photography.
Yeah.
But with gear wise, I always stick to my Nikon D815. Nikon is great and everything, but fuck them at the same time.
Nikon.
Yeah. No, you know why? I mean, look, I don't give two shits for brands that have zero respect for the African market. But yet want to use the African market to sell their products in different spaces and rather not be genuine with the idea that, listen, we believe that we could help grow a certain market, not because of the color of your skin, because it should be based on merit.
Your talent.
And the problem is the people that distribute Nikon in this country, and most people that are involved in the distribution as well as the selling of these products don't venture into any other spaces where they actually affect.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah, they don't.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because they feel like they don't need to. I mean, none of them would ever get into a taxi. These are the fundamental problems about carrying a South African passport. It's like you're raping the country, but yet you complain politics are doing the exact same thing that you're doing. You're going into businesses, not fundamentally finding yourself there on the ground, but then you would send other people and say, no, I'm employing Mang to go into this taxi and understand the market there for me. But if you want to grow a market, you have to submerge yourself in it, understand and contribute to it and love it equally. So,
In terms of don't they have like an academy? Because I'm even thinking like now, these brands they make money. You know what I mean? Like these are not small brands. Like there should be schools set up by them if you really think about it. With the money that they make, I mean, they're all global companies if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Sony is a global company. Nikon's a global company. Canon's a global company. It would actually make sense to like set up a school.
Well, at this point, I think if they could sponsor the right people.
Yeah.
If they could go into the spaces where they know that it would affect large sums of people's way of capturing themselves, then it will make a huge difference. But currently, in their mind, the only people buying their products are Afrikaners, largely, a lot of them. It's always great to see them do this leap where they'd end up giving younger photographers and not giving the photographers that help shape those youngsters. Why I say this is because a lot of young content producers that are birthed in our country, as much as they feel like they speak to an African aesthetic, they've been trained to speak in a European one. Even that's why, I mean, I'm I'm all for even finding new competitors in the market in the camera space, because honestly, I think we shouldn't be dictated by just the four.
Yeah, definitely.
The big four. We should start looking at other manufacturers.
How cool would it be, like an African camera?
That's
brand?
exactly that's you're speaking into my live stream.
Yeah.
That's I've always thought to myself that I'm going to have to take baby steps towards it. I had a premonition about it years ago. As I think all my work done on the calibration and the studies of how cameras actually have no ability to pick up African skin. What it does is it picks up African skin through highlights. It can't really pick it up, the actual texture, through the methodology that it uses now. So it's something that I've tried to enroll in MIT, and I wrote them this thing about how I should be sponsored to. They were like, bro, you're going to come to us, you're going to spend about how much money on this course. We say you rather put it in investing in the business itself, because it's definitely lacks on our continent.
No, definitely 100%.
So yeah, and also just I think the shades. So it's something that I definitely want to explore in my later years. Right now, I'm just focused on creating a platform for younger content producers. I've got a studio.
You led it right into my next question, actually.
Oh, is it?
You literally led right into my next question. I
What
was
was
going to be like, so tell us, what can we look forward to in the future from you?
Yeah.
So
that's well, we've now spoken about the future, but current my current space is just building a beautiful studio for young photographers and content producers. So I did this stint out in Braamfontein as a research and development of this product that I'm currently pushing now, which was giving setups for young photographers and videographers that usually are in your malls, that really need to be evolved into the next commercial big hit. They understand what the ground is constantly speaking about. They understand the language in which it needs to be conveyed in, to convey the type of messaging that brands would need. So how I thought about closing that gap was creating this studio. So it's more about giving youngsters or old people an opportunity just to kind of come and create work and create content and archives for themselves. Because we need to archive our work as best as we can. Like I said, Google can't help. Google is helping us archive, and American iClouds as well as European. Everyone's got their different domains, but we really need our own. When you say .co.za, it should actually have it should be in possession of all of our data on the soil. It shouldn't leave our soil.
Yeah, it should be here.
It should be here, and it should be accessible so that our future kids can look into it as archive libraries that we can always have access to whenever we need to. God forbid, a sanction on South Africa happens. What will happen to our archives? Or maybe South Africa sanctions other countries.
Around,
What happens to our archives then? So
at a click of a button, poof, disappear.
And look, a bit being photography. So archiving is also my number one priority list, because that's the work that I do. I'm a photographer, but essentially I see myself as an archivist, someone who's capturing space and time at this particular moment. And nothing rang more louder than that through COVID, when I realized I was an essential worker. I was no, right? We were up there. I was.
You guys need me.
We need it. Driving through the streets of Joburg, Bloemfontein, because through lockdown level 5, I still picked up jobs and I was going cross country and, you know.
Nice. That's so cool, man.
Right?
It's amazing.
But driving down those streets empty
Yeah.
for miles.
How peaceful was it?
It was scary.
It was scary and peaceful.
It was scary. It was scary. It really felt like something out of a movie, really, you know, and something that we could be facing very soon. This imminent, you know, threat about
Please
war.
don't say that.
But I mean, look, if movies could predict technology, what else were they also predicting? All that war, zombie eclipses.
Oh, I'm ready. Zombies. I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm probably gonna die. I'm not
I
trying
would
to say
give
I'm
myself
Superman.
up. I would become a zombie too
me.
quick. I'll be like, yo, let me see the levels
Shotgun,
of zombiness.
Baba.
That
I'm
my
ready.
emotional state of being as a zombie.
Yo, I'm ready. Zombie apocalypse, I'm in.
Yeah?
I'm probably gonna die. We're probably all gonna die. But if that's, I don't know why. I was speaking about it the other day to a friend.
But are you going to die if you get bitten? Listen, if
No, you're not gonna
you're
die.
still living.
I'm
Look,
gonna become a
those
zombie.
zombies are walking, B. They're living. It's just that they're living at a different frequency than what you are. I mean, you must know that frequency works like that. I've got
Yeah.
these things. Look, I met this incredible individual out in Egypt, and I met her in the full moon, right?
Ooh.
Full moon was happening. Oh, I'm on the Nile. I met this person, and only to me, I had a massive crush on her. So I thought, okay, you know what? Instead of being like every other dude, let me go and buy her birds.
Birds.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, you know it. So I went through the streets of Cairo looking for birds. You know,
Okay.
what up, Debo? Looking for birds. I went looking for the bird. On my way, looking for the birds, a colleague of mine, because I was working for a cool organization called Creative Development, and she said to me, "But what happens if she doesn't like the birds, or she doesn't see it as a gift, you know?" And then I realized, you know,
You bought me a pet. You gave me more headaches.
right? But then I started reflecting. Then I didn't buy the bird because I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to, yeah. So I left Egypt and I was like, I'm going to go back home. And I still try to bug her with the WhatsApp texts. And I was like, you know, when you
The
give
one
up,
that got away.
it's not the one that
It's
got
okay.
away in my heart. It's like, you know what? I fumbled. I should have bought the bird.
Yeah, true.
She didn't get away because then.
Don't listen to other people.
yeah,
Buy the
yeah.
damn bird.
But instead, I started buying bird feed. In reflecting on myself on my way back home, on the flight home, I realized that have I been giving people the type of love that I thought was gifts to someone else? Have I given myself that type of love? So I went on this journey on like trying to figure out what kind of bird I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I said I didn't want a caged bird because I mean clipping a bird's wings every second month or whatever I just can't see myself doing that. So
They were designed to fly.
right, or just freely. And then I was like, but if it's freely, then it's gonna shit all over the place.
Yeah, true.
Right? So then I was like, the next best step is just buy bird feed. And let me tell you something, that is probably the best gift you can give yourself. Do you know why? Because every morning when birds come to visit your space, you can also set your intentions through that, you know. You can call that bird
Yeah.
car desire or like
yeah.
rent. Like, go
Hello,
fly,
Rent.
rent.
Starting. Get
Be
my-
amazing.
get my rent.
and find yourself back here tomorrow morning. You know, so but it really taught me how to, because out of all the birds that I attracted, the first ones that I attracted were lovebirds, beautiful parrots. And when sitting and listening to the parrots, one day I recorded the parrot in slow-mo. Then I played it back and I could hear its sound. It sounded completely different when you slow down the sound of that bird. Even though it makes a shitload of noise, but when you slow it down, it sounds
completely
like,
different,
it sounded like a whole conversation. And that made me realize that we actually are all just frequency.
Oh yeah.
You
And
know,
vibrations.
and vibration. Even what we see, what we used to see as the windows to our souls is actually just also another medium of that frequency, because we don't see like the face, and we actually just feel that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Everything is moving. Believe it or not, guys. Everything.
Like my head.
Okay. To wrap up, I actually want
Yeah.
to wrap up with 2 questions.
Awesome.
If you could photograph any person, dead or alive, who would it be? And then I'm going to ask you the second one right away. What photograph or what moment that you photographed is like the most or very important and very special to you? So, dead or alive person, who would it be?
Dead or
And your
alive.
most precious photograph.
Dead or alive. I would love to photograph Gaddafi. I would love to have taken. I would love to take a photo of Gaddafi and understand if he had to look into the world's eyes now, what would he see after being killed and murdered? Would he have changed his tune by saying that the dollar should be out of circulation? Would he, would it be? Would people be different? Because I took a lot of shooting funerals. I would take a lot of photos of the corpses as well.
Okay.
And I remember once a good friend of mine, Z Kumalo, said to me, "I'm sick if I'm trying to romanticize the idea of loss, But I think there was a beauty in the idea of romanticizing it, also the idea of how you re-look at death. How do you celebrate the existence of somebody by making sure that their kinetic energy that they've left on this earth is still in rotation?
Yeah.
Because that's all you have left, is all your dreams, your wishes that you've kind of instilled in others around you, that they live out. I mean, shout out to Ricky, that's what he did. And funny enough, he was also very influential in my work.
Okay.
Him and a couple of other dudes, like,
How
I remember.
could it be? Did you ever get the chance to photograph him?
What? That guy was a videographer, so he was my videographer. We used to work together at events, so people would love to see, because I always loved bringing him with me. He'd be like, okay, cool, it's Ricky, and then the job just goes. You get the brief very quickly because now you're working with Ricky as your DOP on the job. And I remember him giving me his camera and then wanting it back, and then I think with the lens, one of my assistants broke the lens, and I had to go looking for another one, and I couldn't afford it at the time. And there was a song that he had just come out with called Nafukwa. So I called him off that rant, and he was like, "Fuck you, Leah, I never want to fucking see you again." So that was the end of our friendship at that point. Then would obviously just be cordial, but it was like when as tight as before. Always have lots of love for him and his family. I think he was just an incredible mind in the sense that he could influence you and still smash your hand very quickly. But he was pretty Ricky is what they called him. Pretty Ricky is what they called him.
And then the photo that you cherish most? I'd love to sit and chat more, but your batteries are about to die.
Oh, snap, yeah. My favorite photograph that I photographed?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. There was an image that I photographed. There's so many. There is an image that I had taken that I want to definitely revisit. Was the March of the Black Nazarena in Quiapo and in Manila, the Philippines. It was a Black Jesus march where they parade Black Jesus through this town. There's an image that I took of one of the devotees pulling the rope Yeah.
Okay.
I always go back to that. I don't know why. It always stands out.
Yeah,
Because
crazy
maybe
place
the-
as well, like the Philippines of all.
And also,
Yeah.
I think it was the humid condition. It was just the conditions at that particular time. It felt like I was in a rally, not in a rally, in the middle of something so crazy, but at the same time so energetic. It was so hard to capture.
Damn.
And I think a lot of people struggle to capture it because the energy in that space is just, it's insane. Yeah.
Hectic. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I want to thank you very much for this. This was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I always say to everybody, I wish I could like sit. We can actually sit and talk for like another hour, easy. But it's still a Sunday. I want you to go and relax. And our batteries are dead. Well done, Katie. No, I'm kidding. It's not your fault, Katie. Batteries only last so long. But anyway, thank you so much again. I really, really.
Can I do a few shout outs?
Of course. Yeah.
Yay! I
definitely.
mean, how can be on
Shout
TV?
out everybody.
So,
Where can people find you as well? On your
yeah.
socials and stuff like
So
that?
you definitely find the studio at Media City, which is at 28 Harley Street in Randburg. I think that it being us, myself, Black Brain gave me the opportunity to kind of have this ability to have that this effect on people. Currently now.
We'll
with
link
the
it down
studio.
below as well.
And
guys.
then and also follow me on the gram. Follow the studio, LRJ Production Studios.
Yeah.
You could definitely see the type of work that we have done in the past, the stuff that we're about to get into. Hopefully, you can also come and shoot. This could be the new home for your studios.
Definitely.
If you want, we'll just create something really cool, I think. The other thing was shout out to Siriti Films in Tabang, Malaya, and my mom, my dad, my sister,
Yeah, have to shout out mom and dad.
and my kids, man. My kids for keeping me grounded and humbled. I really appreciate the people that have also come into my life and have given me the opportunity to help or benefit from their help, Yeah.
Nice.
And God.
Nice. 100%. Definitely, guys.
Are you a
We'll
believer?
definitely tag and link everything down below, guys. If
Yeah.
you're seeing this on Instagram, check the description below. And again, like I said, thank you so much. Thank you to you guys as well for tuning in. Thank you for staying this long. If you did stay this long. If you didn't, do better. I'm kidding. Thank you, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, the usual stuff. It's going to cost you nothing, and it takes a second to do. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, bro. Crazy how time flies, eh?